Hey guys, welcome. In this video, we're going to talk about a very important topic, which is how to get ahead at work or in your career as a new immigrant. And this topic stemmed from a conversation I had with someone where they literally said to me, hey Steve, I moved to Canada 6 years ago and was able to secure a great job within 6 months of landing. However, I have been in the same position for 5 years without any promotion. I feel like I'm not being recognized as much as I should be. Please help me, Steve. Now, this is a very real challenge faced by lots of people, especially immigrants. It can be difficult to get noticed at work, especially in large organizations. With lots of moving parts and ongoing projects, it takes effort to stand out and be recognized. It also comes with risks because it's not just about having the knowledge, it's not just about having the experience. It will quite be naive of us to think getting a promotion is just about knowledge and experience. A bit more is required. A bit more is required outside the knowledge. A bit more is required outside just being able to do the job. And also there is a possibility that a big step to get recognized in an organization could backfire or could lead to the project not being as successful as anticipated. But are the risks worth it to get ahead in your career? Definitely it is. The key is just being able to go about this in the right way. So how do you get noticed at work? Make yourself visible. Now we're going to share with you 9 strategies or tips that you can implement today that can get you noticed for the right reasons and ultimately accelerate your career. So my name is Stephen Adindo and I'm the lead coach at the Career Accelerators. And today I'll be taking you through all those 9 tips, starting from tip number 1 through to tip number 9. So I'll suggest just stay tuned and look out for all the tips as the videos come through. I promise you would learn a lot that would help you in your career or even put you in a position to support someone else. So if you haven't done so already, I would encourage you to like this video or share it with your friends that may benefit from this video. And if you do have any ideas, any additional tips that would help someone out there, then please, by all means, go ahead and comment in the comment section. So without any further ado, we'll dive in and start looking at the strategies. Welcome back. So tip number 1 is firstly, understand what is being rewarded in your organization. Now, a lot of people assume value is the same across organizations. This is not true, because organizations value different competencies. For example, some organizations may value sales, so the more sales you bring in, regardless of your personality, you will get ahead. While other organizations may value personality or punctuality or even effectiveness and skill sets. So the first step towards getting ahead in your organization is to understand what is rewarded within your organization and plan to demonstrate that. Now, managers have their preference. So between your manager and the organization, understand what is being rewarded in your organization. The point is, rather than trying to get your superiors congratulate you for what you believe is important, determine what they believe is important and deliver on that. So it's not about you and what you perceive as valuable, what the organization, your managers, the people you work with, the people that matter, what they deem to be valued. That's what will get you recognized. Now, one thing I can guarantee you is that there is almost always a pattern for growing in any organization. Maybe it's collaborating well with others, maybe it's finding cost efficiencies, whatever it is, your task is to find that pattern, master it if you want to get ahead in your career. If you're still unclear as to what this pattern is, then please go ahead and ask your supervisor or ask your manager or ask your colleagues in the organization that have stayed there longer than you and ask about their journey to the top. Some people may have received that rapid promotion. Have a chat with them, ask them what they've done, how they've positioned themselves to get ahead. That should help you understand what is rewarded within your organization. Now, tip number 2 on how to get ahead in your career as an immigrant: track your accomplishments. Now, when you're working hard, it's easy to forget all your accomplishments over the last 6 to 12 months. Now, this won't help when it's time for performance review, when it's time to have a conversation with your manager about how you've performed over a particular period. So keep track of all your accomplishments within the organization. If a client or colleague gives you a compliment, write them down. Keep some sort of evidence. If the compliment came in the form of an email, please print it. If you exceeded last quarter's sales goals, get the paperwork that proves it. Put all these great accomplishments and achievements in a file and bring that file to your performance review. This gives you hard evidence to prove to your manager what a great job and fantastic job you've been doing over that particular time frame. Now, when it's time to ask for a pay raise or when it's time to ask for a promotion, it may be harder for your manager or your supervisor to say no. Now, one trick of mine is to have a scheduled activity in December 1st of every year, and throughout the year I spend about an hour every month reflecting on my achievements for the month and writing them down with the scheduled activity. So you'll be surprised at how much you've achieved over the course of the year and can use that for your performance reviews. Another key thing to bear in mind here is when you're writing these things down, just make notes. As soon as you make an achievement, as soon as you achieve something, as soon as you receive a compliment, as soon as you navigate a difficult situation, always remember to make a note. And that way you have it stored out somewhere and you can always revisit it, refine it, update it, and use it to have your performance conversations. So tip number 3, make yourself visible. Now, oftentimes we make the assumption that because we have a job, promotion, recognition, growth will happen automatically. Well, sorry to bust your bubble, but that's not how the world works. That's not the case. To get ahead in your career, you need to make yourself visible. You need to continually sell yourself. And yes, I really mean it. You're actually selling yourself. But someone may be wondering, but Steve, I've completed the interview. Why do I still need to sell myself? Well, you completed an interview for a particular role and got the job. Now, if you want to move to a higher role, there is a different kind of interview that you will need to undergo, which means that you will need to demonstrate to the decision makers how you will perform in the new role. And the best way to do this is to continually sell yourself by demonstrating the competencies required in the new role. Learn to speak in meetings, whether it's a question, whether it's a comment. These does not have to be the most brilliant light bulb questions or comments. Regular clarifications work as well. So do not be afraid to speak up. You're never going to get noticed if you sit in the back and don't make your voice heard. Ask questions, start discussions, ask for feedback, share ideas on the organization's internal collaboration system, join existing conversations, give feedback and compliment to your coworkers, especially after a big meeting or deadline. Praise others. If you have a colleague who works as hard as you, then praise the person in front of your manager. Be specific with your praise, be sincere with your praise, be specific and sincere about what the other person is doing. Now, once you're known across the organization, it will become easier to recommend you for other opportunities and other projects. But the key here is take actions that will make you visible within the organization. Now, tip number 4, get rid of cultural biases. Now, most people, especially migrants, have a cultural bias in terms of expectations, and this could significantly limit their progress in the organization. For example, coming from a country where hard work only and overtime is rewarded may not mean that in the new country the same virtues will be appreciated. It is absolutely crucial to understand what works in the organization, and this is back to tip number 1, and then develop the skills, the discipline required to deliver on what is valued within that organization. So whatever cultural bias you may have, please recognize them and get rid of them, because things work differently depending on where you are in the world. Tip number 5 on how you can get ahead in your career as an immigrant is to build relationships across the company. It's important to build a network of alliances within your department, with other departments, and with the executive team or the board, So try to get assigned to teams that involve a wide variety of people. This can help you build your reputation as an individual, as a hard worker, as someone with some of the skills required to move ahead. And also it can help you build important friendships. Find a mentor. Mentor or the role of mentorship cannot be overemphasized. Mentors can offer valuable advice and career coaching. The chances are that the mentor has been through the same situation that you're experiencing and can help you navigate them successfully. If you take the time, or rather invest the time to build and nurture relationships within the organization with people around you, you will build a network of allies who can help you get ahead, who can help you get assigned to interesting, significant, or eye-catching projects that might otherwise go to someone else. They may also recommend you to other departments, which can open you up to new opportunities that might have not been available to you without their recommendation. Now, also build your network outside of office hours. Socializing with colleagues after work often makes everybody feel more relaxed, more open to new friendships, and just get to build a bond on a different level, on a more personal level, which lets them into your personal life a little bit, or as comfortable as you feel, and you get let into their personal life to the extent they allow you to. But it builds strong connections outside of the workplace and gives you an edge in terms of building that network of allies. The next tip, or tip number 6 on how to get ahead in your career as an immigrant, is to show interest in long-term growth opportunities within the organization, or generally in the long-term growth of the organization. Now, I know it's not likely I'll find an employee who cares about my company as much as I do, but I always take notice when someone works towards the long-term health of the company. Now, some people do not go above and beyond in their jobs, or for others, it's just something they do for the paycheck. If you care about the company as a whole, then you're worth keeping around, and promotions are a good incentive for you as someone that cares not just about the project you're working on, not just about the department you're working in, but also the organization at large. Tip number 7 to help you get ahead in your career as an immigrant is volunteer, volunteer, volunteer. You need to take part in social, non-work related activities. Now, taking part in these activities could be something like planning a team meal, planning potluck, supporting a charitable cause within the organization. Nearly every company has some sort of employee group, or needs some sort of beta testers, or just needs someone to help out with planning an event, maybe a special occasion for the organization, maybe as simple as planning someone's birthday, or maybe planning someone's retirement. Be the first to volunteer. So the job no one wants can become the most beneficial job, because it demonstrates your passion for the organization and your passion to help out. And the other beautiful thing about volunteering is that it could introduce you to new people and helps you look like a team player, and demonstrates your interest in not just the work you're doing, not just your primary assignment, but also in the organization as a whole. Tip number 8 on how you can get ahead in your career. Do not be afraid to ask for opportunities. Now, there's a saying in the Bible that ask and you shall receive. Now, most people assume that their managers are mind readers and know what they're thinking and the opportunities that they're interested in. And when they're due for a promotion, again, I'm sorry to bust your bubbles, but your managers are normal people that make normal mistakes that normal people make. So your managers have their responsibilities. They have 1,000,001 other things to worry about. So if you want a promotion, then it's your responsibility to ask for that promotion. If you want to work on a new project, it's your responsibility to ask for that new project. If you want to work in a particular domain with a particular department, you need to ask. If you don't ask, nobody knows you have that desire. What is the worst that can happen when you ask? It's either you get told a yes or you get told a no. But the magic of asking is that they are now aware of your intentions and your aspirations and will be on the lookout for opportunities for you. Good managers will always support you as much as they can. And the key word there is good managers. They are interested in you. They want you to succeed. They want to retain your expertise within the organization. So if you need something, it's their responsibility to provide that need, to provide that opportunity that you're asking for. It could be in the form of a promotion. It could be in the form of exposure to a new department or a new technology. It's their responsibility to make it happen. And then tip number 9 on how you can get ahead in your career as an immigrant. If you've tried tip number 1 to tip number 8 and it doesn't work, then you're probably in the wrong organization. You're probably in an organization where hard work, commitment, dedication is not appreciated. And I know it might sound weird or sound crazy, but some of these organizations do exist. There are some organizations that are very toxic. No matter what you do, you're not getting ahead. So tip number 9 is, if you try all these strategies, if you try all these tips from number 1 to number 8 and it doesn't work, then perhaps it's time to look for a new organization. In closing, people can often overlook your efforts, even if you consistently work hard. If this happens to you, it's up to you to get noticed and stay in their thoughts so you can keep moving towards your career goals. But remember, there are no shortcuts to getting noticed. And even if you find one, you may not have what it takes or what it's required to do the job if you get there prematurely. But if you focus on these 9 key points with dedication, with commitment, with patience, and the acceptance that accelerating your career takes some time, you will definitely keep moving in the right direction and be ready for what's next when it comes. So I do hope you have enjoyed this 9 solid strategies that can help you get ahead in your career as an immigrant. If you've enjoyed it, then please like this video. Please share the video with your friends that may also benefit from this knowledge and this insights that I've provided. And also, if you have any ideas, because I know lots of people have different experiences, different strategies that may have worked for them in the past. If you do, please put some comments in. Let us know some additional tips that can help people out there. And we look forward to helping you accelerate your career through these very insightful, very helpful videos. And until the next video, I remain Stephen Adindo, the lead coach at the Career Accelerators. See you soon. Bye-bye.